Is no restart.
Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure. What's
the narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, 𝗬𝗍𝗿. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
All right, legends. Let me do this. Put the music there ever so slightly in the background. Let's discuss the trading setups that I'm watching for today. Last night in my live stream, I did say I will go live this morning. It's not afternoon yet. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. So late morning here in South Africa. But here I am, right, legends. What I've also done, I found a week's account that had a... quite big surprise. I found a week's account that had $120 inside of it. Okay, here's my week's account and I'm already in a trade, right? I found a week's account that had $100 inside of it. I started, going through my email addresses and to see if I maybe opened up multiple week's accounts, because I know I was playing around between the exchanges, testing them out. And then to my surprise, I found a week's account that had $120 inside of it. So legends, I'm now in my first trade over here. Okay, my position is not protected just as yet, targeting the highs. Let's see if this is going to play out. The question is, why? I was a little bit late for the trade, okay, and this is why I went in with less capital. Right, legends, so once again, quickly jumping into the education over here. My trading setup looks as follow, right? I entered over there. I'm targeting the high for TP. And I might get stopped out. It's part of the game, right? It's always part of the game. And my stop loss is over here. But you can see, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I'll read it out to you. My stop loss is 0.31% away. So even if I took 1% of my capital and I applied 100x to the position, okay, I will still get stopped out before my position gets liquidated. I didn't go aggressive at all. I have a 50x position open over here. Right, and to see, well, here's the first trade. Let's see if it plays out. Here is the first trade. Let's see if it plays out. I'm showing you guys the risk management that I'm applying over here. And there's going to be rules, legends. There's going to be rules, right? If you'd like to come and trade with me, I know that a lot of you have signed up to the week's exchange. And if you haven't done so already, it's the first link down in the description. When you deposit $100 into your features account, they will give you an additional $100. You will get 50%, well, you get $50, sorry. So when you deposit $100, you should get, but I think the minimum is $200. Sorry, legends, the minimum is $200. Let me open up the link over here. I think the minimum is $200 and then you'll get $100. That's where the $100 comes from. Right, if you already have a week's account, okay, the more you trade, the more prizes you get, airdrops into your account you get. So if you're an existing user, you'll get airdrops, and if you're not already a user, first link down in the description where you get 50% cash back on the money that you deposit in your features account. But now you guys can see I have my $120 here in my balance. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's very small, okay, but I've got my $120. I know it's a little bit more, but I mean $120 is, it's in the ballpark, right? So now let's see if this trade plays out. And the rules, okay, I have to explain the rules. The rules that I am going to follow with this account is I will never, ever, okay, use more than 2% of my capital. I will never, ever get liquidated on a position. I will always make sure, okay, these are the rules, guys, that you have to follow. If you want to trade and you want to be successful as a day trader, these are the rules that you have to follow. If I play with 2% of my capital, and let's say every time I apply 100x leverage, it means that my stop loss always has to be less than 1% away. Always. If my stop loss is 1% or more away, I will apply less leverage, 90x, 80x, 50x leverage, so that my position does not get liquidated. Okay, my liquidation price always needs to be below my stop loss. That's the work that you're going to have to put in. That's what you're going to have to study. Right. Cool. So basically, I will never trade with more than $200. So you could basically say, okay, Dewald, so you're going to trade with 100% of your capital at 2x leverage, assuming that your stop loss is never more than 1% away, ideally less. Okay, the tighter the stop loss, the better. Right, so there's rules that you need to write down for yourself, however you want to manage your account, and that's what you need to stick to. So now you might be asking yourself, okay, cool, so these are the rules. And legends, I just have to say this account is going to most probably grow slowly over time, but I will aim to keep it profitable. There will be losses along the way. That's part of the game. You have to accept it. There will be losses along the way. It's a guarantee that you are going to get stopped out. It's not a what if. You are guaranteed to be stopped out. As long as you can have more winning trades than losing trades. For example, okay, if I go to this trading setup that I have over here, right, just to explain to everyone, I will always make sure that my risk to reward is more than 2. So even if I'm targeting the highs over here, let's say you've just targeted the highs over here, you have your stop here, okay, and you've entered, you see it's already a 3.4 risk to reward. Beautiful. So you're making more than what you are losing. So if you are risking $100 and you are making $300, or you're risking $1 and you're making $3, but when you lose the trade, you only lose $1, that is a trade and a risk worth taking because the reward exceeds the loss. Okay, but as you guys can see, I'm targeting the highs over here. Okay, I might consider taking profits here by the highs, but I haven't had time to put in the TP zones and so forth, right? So legends, now you might be asking yourself the question, well, Dewald, why did you enter this trade? Okay, we know where the stop loss is. We know where you plan to take profits, but why did you enter the trade over here? Okay, and these are the 3 W's that needs to go into your trading strategy. Okay. Right, so legends, let me just swipe back here onto the chart. Make sure that you smash up that like button for the education over here. Challenge accepted. You guys challenged me yesterday to start up a $100 account. Well, here we go. Right, I might not always have time to trade that account because I have my own accounts that I also need to trade. Right, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give it my best shot. So legends, the reason I entered it, I'm just going to click one button over here. Okay, for those that paid attention to class, we have a fresh naked point of control. We tapped it and we got the momentum back to the upside. I forgot to set an alarm, I didn't pay attention, and by the time I saw the bounce, this is why I entered a little bit late. So you can see I was late to the party. But I saw the bullish reaction and I knew that there's a chance that we could still claim the high, and from where price was at the moment, the risk to reward still made it worth it for me for the trade. The stop loss is still worth it and the risk to reward is still worth it. If price continued here to the upside and then only I came to the chart and I saw this, then the risk to reward is not worth it. I do not take the trade. Okay, so you have to pay attention. If you've missed the trade, leave it. Don't trade. Wait for the next trading setup. Okay. So yesterday, right, I showed everyone here on the live stream, okay, how I got these naked point of controls, or how I get the naked point of controls. So this morning, what I did is I went onto the daily time frame, and I do this every morning. Okay, I go onto the previous day candle and I use my fixed range volume profile. I snapped it onto yesterday's candle. Okay, and then you can see we have a high volume node there, and that's currently where we're getting the bounce. Okay, so that's the trade. It is as simple as that. There's no Elliott wave theory. There's nothing. There's just a level, and I've watched the reaction at the level. But now you need to identify support or resistances above in order to take profits. So I'm not going to be greedy with this trade. I just want to hit a level of resistance and I want to start taking profits. Okay, so the first area of resistance is when I go back here onto the 15-minute time frame and I look at the structure, I go, Okay, the first obvious area of resistance is here above the highs. There's resistance. You can see price has been struggling to break through here. Okay, and then the second area of resistance is always the high of the local structure. Okay, and this is why this needs to be your TP1, your TP2. Can price go to much higher levels? Of course it can, but I don't care. I want to take profits here and I want to close my position here. I want to have a successful trade. It's not about how much money I can make. Okay, I want to have a successful trade. So if this trade plays out and I do not get stopped out and I'm able to cash out on TP1 and on TP2, I have a winning trade. What a great feeling. What a great way to start building confidence in your trading abilities, to have a winning trade. If price continues to grind here to the upside, don't be that person that, yes, if I just left it. Don't be that person, okay? Celebrate the fact that you've won the trade. Now you look for the next trading opportunity. And that can now potentially be a short back to the downside. So now you need to go and identify resistance area to the upside where you could potentially get the rejection so that you can play a short like I've played a long over here. Okay, let me take the scribble out. So legends, yes, I've dived straight into the education over here, right, legends? And that is how easy it gets, okay? Right, that is how easy it gets. I'm not sure if it's going to get any easier than that. Right, legends, I might have to actually deposit, maybe the challenge should actually be a $200 challenge, because I know for that 50% cashback special, you only get 50% cashback with a minimum deposit of $200. Then you get $100. So maybe we should make it a $200 challenge, right? But however much money you want to trade with is obviously up to you, okay? I have my larger accounts on my on my main week's exchange, 𝗞𝗖𝗿𝗍, 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍, 𝗁𝗏𝑛, right? This is just a challenge account, like you guys have challenged me yesterday. But you have to stick to the rules. You have to stick to the rules. Okay, trading is a job. It is a job. You have to stick to your rules, okay? Otherwise, you're going to stuff up. Right, legends. So let's see if this trade plays out. Now, what we need to do now is you need to smash up the like if you haven't done so already. And let me say hi to the beautiful community. And let's get and go and analyze those price levels to the upside if we do move higher. Okay, like destroyed, let me go. Let me try and switch on. How? Dewald, your point of view, purpose of life, being happy or recognition in society or anything. I think what gives 𝗖𝗍𝗽𝗍, really good question, very deep. But what gives me the greatest satisfaction in life is by helping others and sharing knowledge and educating. I have a passion for educating. I never thought I would educate people on how to trade, because I used to educate people in many things and aspects in life, also from a spiritual perspective, but I love to help and give. That gives me fulfillment by helping. Right, so that is what keeps me happy. And this is why I have the YouTube channel. I'm giving, I'm educating, I'm giving a part of myself, I'm giving knowledge. I'm not a selfish little prick that just, okay, I've made it with the trading from a trading perspective. I'm just gonna giggle at everyone that can't do it. Right, my passion is to share and see that, well, hopefully that, if I can turn 1 or 2 people in this community profitable, as profitable day traders where they can resign from their 9 to 5s, I've done it. Okay, I've done it. I'm going to be proud. Right. Hello, Irina. Welcome to the live stream. Smash, destroy, junior legends. Light up those socks and smash the like button on your way in. Rom, hello. Welcome to the live stream. HB, hi, bro. Cool. I love this morning's update. Yes, me too. I also actually like the morning updates, right? I really like the morning updates for some reason, okay? So that people can see what is my trading plan, what is the levels that I'm watching, and then at night we do a little bit of a review. Okay, now what actually played out? Did we take the short at the level that we spoke about or the long at the level that we spoke about? Okay, I'm in that trade, Dewald. Crypto, man, well done. You must probably identified that level. You saw the reaction like I did. I was a little bit late to the party. I would have, if I was in front of the chart and my alarm went off, I would have had a better entry. Okay, and it would have been protected by now, because now at the moment I still have a stop loss, which I need to do this now. Okay, legends, now that I've moved in to profits quite significantly, okay, don't look at the dollar amount. Okay, let me take the comment out here. Guys, okay, do not focus on how much money you are making. Don't focus on how much money you are making. Focus on winning the trade. Focus on taking profits where you're supposed to be taking profits, and focus on protecting your cash. I am now protecting my position. I'm moving my stop loss to my entry point. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out with no loss. Okay. Right, legends, let's see how the momentum continues here to the upside. Or if it continues to the upside, if I do get stopped out, I lose nothing. I look for the next trading setup. If price, and this is where I will enter again, legends, I can tell you guys now, if price goes up here and it rejects and it comes down and it stops me out and it does that, I will re-enter. I'm a persistent trader. I'm a really persistent trader because that's strength. Okay, it's failing to break the level again. It's back testing the level. Okay, and then I know that this TP area is almost guaranteed then. Okay, so if I get stopped out, I will re-enter the trade. I do recommend that if you are new, leave your stop loss below the low. Just leave it below the low. Yes, you are going to take a loss, but what often happens is a lot of people, when they start out and they get stopped out, okay, and price then leaves without you, and you're like, for heaven's sakes, why didn't I just leave my stop loss here? A lot of people get scared. When they get stopped out, they believe price is going to do this, and they are too scared to re-enter the trade. So when you start out, maybe just leave your stop loss where you're supposed to leave your stop loss. I like to protect my position because I know I'm a persistent trader. It's my personality. I know myself well enough. If I see strength at that level, I will re-enter the trade. Okay, so you need to decide. Okay, it's your trades, it's your money, you need to manage it. Okay, right, cool, legends, almost TP1. Okay, almost at TP1. And I mean, if you do want to close your position, if you are in that trade and you hit TP1, you can close your position because the risk reward is still a 4.19 risk reward. Fuck, that's amazing. It's an amazing trade. Okay. And you win a couple of these every day. Maybe you do 1 or 2 trades a day. You win a couple of these. You will see the end of the month. Your $100 will be $120 or $130. Okay. Right. And that's how you grow your portfolio. Steadily, easily. Okay. It's not about 100xing your entire position. That's not day trading. That is gambling. Okay. I do have gamble accounts. You know, sometimes when you have a little bit of spare cash lying around, you could have a portfolio where you say, okay, this meme coin looks good, right? It just got launched, or this altcoin looks good. I'm going to put like a 5-6x position, and just, if it gets liquidated, it gets liquidated. If it runs, it runs. Whatever. But that's gamble. That's gambling money. Okay. Right. Cool, legends. Now, I want to take this out the way. And remember, if you would like to come and trade with me, link for weeks is down in the description. Right, so legends, what I want to do now is a little bit of what do I see in the structure, but let's first go and identify support and resistances. So what I did this morning is, I did a lot of boxes this morning. Bam. And you might be saying, holy crap, what is cooking over here, Dewald? Right? But what I did this morning, legends, and I spent a good hour doing this morning, is that it's very important to identify key areas of support and resistance. Let me just take some of the noise out here. Okay, you guys can see even here on the 8-hour time frame, I color coded this entire chart. Okay, forgot to do that. That needs to be green. I like to keep my supports in green, and I like to keep my resistances in red. Okay, resistance is red, green is support. So anything to the downside is green and anything to the upside is red, based on where price is currently. So I've identified key areas that I will be paying attention to for potential rejections, where it could become swing trades to the next level. Okay. If we fall down first, this could become a swing trade back to the upside. You need to decide which time frame you want to trade. Okay. Right, so let's go back here onto the 15-minute time frame and zoom into this little structure over here. Okay, so I've already identified, as you can see, we are now tapping into a small little resistance box over here. So if you do enter trades to the downside, that's always a TP1, a TP2, and it could go as high as this position. So you could have a strategy where you said, I'm going to take 60% over here, I'm going to take 30% over here, and I'm going to leave 10% of the position open for higher levels. It could be part of your strategy. Okay, nothing wrong with that, as long as you're paying yourself on the way up. So, legends, the most obvious area of resistance to the upside where I will be looking for a shorting opportunity, okay, is, I mean, you guessed it. It's either a swing failure again from the highs, because we have a little bit of resistance over here, or it's this area. Okay, now I want to see, well, do I have confluence there? Okay, if I take a fib, okay, now this is where I become a little bit more technical. If I take a fib from this pivot, I drag it down to the low, okay, even if you take a fib from the high to the low, right, legends, let's keep it simple. If you take a fib from the high to the low, you keep it simple. So if I'm planning another swing failure from the high, I've got the 50% Fibonacci as a guideline. So if price continues to pump over here and it gets acceptance back below the 50%, you can use the 50% Fibonacci as a swing failure. Okay, so there's a shorting opportunity, right? But the best shorting opportunity is here at the 0.618. Because this is where we have the most resistance, the biggest area of resistance. So if price continues here to the upside, this is where I'm going to pay attention for potential short back to support. Okay, so that could be a larger trade back to the downside, right? It could even come and hit these big boxes here to the downside. So, you know, you could have your strategy to say you take profits, TP1, TP2, TP3, right? But once you hit the 0.618, you do increase the probabilities that the low could be in for now, and you are going to make a higher low and potentially bounce back up, right? So that's now the game of probabilities that's starting to kick in over there. But still, you have I still also have my levels to the downside. If price comes up and it rejects, okay, you have support. I like that little pivot. I like that these little pivots, okay, they become swing failure pivots, and especially if they line up with other areas of confluence. Okay, so now we have our shorting plan. I'm going to look how we react at the 50% Fibonacci. No reaction. I want to see how we're going to react inside of this zone. So another interesting thing to do is you can go and switch on your point of controls. Okay, so that's the only one we have here. Let's go switch on our daily levels. Do we have a daily level somewhere? Oh, we do have a daily level here for a longing opportunity. So if price rejects anywhere in this area and it comes back down, I will be paying attention to this long. This is what I said yesterday in the live stream. This is my area of interest for a long. Okay. Let's switch on some weekly levels. There we go. Right, so we have a weekly point of control in confluence with a 0.618, in confluence with this consolidation area. So definitely an area to pay attention to. I want to see how price is going to react over here. Okay, and it's literally as easy as that, legends. That is my trading plan. It's as simple as that. Now you can go and do, walk the extra mile, and you can go and set your alarms. Okay, so let me just take the brushes out. So what I will now do is I'm going to set an alarm at this level. I am going to set an alarm above the highs. Okay, and what you can do is you can set your alarm slightly below, so that when your alarm goes off, you are in front of your chart before your level gets hit. Okay, so I'm going to set it a little bit lower. If that alarm goes off, I will come sit in front of the chart and assess the situation. Right, I'm also, from a longing perspective, I'm also going to set an alarm here below this low. Okay, because I know I'm depending on where we reject, there is an area of confluence that I want to see, and then here above the daily level as well. So there's my shorting plans, and there's my longing plans. It literally is as simple as that. Simple strategy. It does require screen time. You need to watch your screen. Okay, you have to manage your risk, and if you do not like to play up and down, okay, go on to the larger time frames and just play the bigger moves. Okay, right, legends, let me go through some comments. I know it looks like an absolute mess, but when I click these buttons, it cleans up the chart ever so slightly, much better. Okay, now you can even go and switch off all your levels if you want. Clean up your chart, because now you have your levels. Your areas of interest are marked out at the moment. Right, cool, legends. Now what I want to do is I want to take this FIP out the way. And I want to just discuss this structure. Okay, I'm not going to go into the larger time frames or anything like that. We will do that tonight, because tonight it's going to be a very interesting show tonight. Okay, you want to be tuned in for tonight's show. Right. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, Dewald. Absolute pleasure. Okay, RS Dewald, what point of control indicator do you use? So the point of control indicator that I use, I've got two, but I actually do them manually. And the indicators the indicators that I use is just to double check that I didn't forget anything. So I go onto the daily every day, and I go onto previous day daily candle, and I switch on my fixed range volume profile, and I go and check yesterday in this candle, where's my point of control? Right over there, and I literally just put a level there and I call it point of control. Then I also have an indicator that is called PVP. It takes a while to load up, okay, and then you have a sip of your coffee while you wait for it to load up. Okay, then it loads up. What the PVP does is it also gives you the point of controls of every single day. And you are only interested in lines that's running across your screen. These ones, okay, that's not running across the screen has already been tapped. Okay, what I will then do is this fresh one over here is today's point of control. Today is not finished, so I can't use it. So the only point of control that you can use is now the one that's already been tapped. That's why it's not running across. It served its purpose. You can actually delete that level right now. So what I will do is I will then switch on my point of controls and just make sure, well, do I have my levels where this indicator says I'm supposed to have levels? They do not perfectly match up. This is why I do not like the indicators, and this is why I like to do them manually. Because I have found from a backtesting perspective, my manual levels gets respected more. Okay, so you can see that I have a point of control in this area where it shows me that there is a point of control. Okay, and then this is the only one that's just standing by itself where I don't have a point of control. So maybe I stuffed up somewhere. Okay, so what I will do is I will switch the indicator off because I know which day it is now. And I will go take my fixed range volume profile and snap it onto this candle and see, well, maybe somewhere I stuffed up. Yes, I did. I don't have a level there. So that's what I use the indicator for, just to make sure that I haven't missed any levels. Then I will take this one, I will clone it, and I will put it in here. Damn, there we go. Okay, sometimes it's good to zoom in a little bit to make sure that you get it exactly. You can already see I missed it by a couple of dollars. Okay, so the more you zoom in, the more accurate you will get that level. Right, So now I have another area of confluence slightly above. So if I now go and delete these fixed range profiles, always remember to go and delete them. And I go back onto the 15-minute time frame and I look at the structure here to the upside. Ooh, you can see, okay, well, slightly to the upside, above the 0.618, in perfect confluence with a 786, I have another zone where I can consider a shorting opportunity. Legends, the one thing I want to highlight, okay, and this comes from experience, okay, and if you've been in front of the charts as long as I have and you've taken as many trades as I have, I am really concerned about this area. I'm concerned about this area because there's a lot of eyes on this area. If you go onto X, Twitter, and you go onto other people's YouTube live streams, everyone is watching this area. And remember when I said when there's too many eyes on a specific area, it's very seldom that you are going to get that perfect rejection and just fall down. What the market loves to do when there's too many, it's an obvious area. Okay, and we know there's a high volume node. It has the point of control. It has so much confluence with this level, and it has so many eyes on this level. Okay, this is what I don't like about this level anymore, because I see a lot of people are talking about it. And now that I have this point of control, now it becomes very interesting to me, because what the market loves to do is that it either front runs the level or it breaks it. And then it liquidates people here because people are going in 100x positions. You know, it's like it has to reject over there. It doesn't have a choice. And then it doesn't reject and it shoots up. And it rejects over here. It scares the crap out of everyone. It liquidates their short positions. And you get the short here and it finds the weakness down. So I like this zone in confluence with a 786 and the naked point of control for a potential rejection. Okay. Right, so that's basically how I get the point of controls, which reminds me now I want to set an alarm just below that level so that I can pay attention. Okay, and that in a nutshell, legends, is how I basically trade. Okay, I set my alarms, I do my support, my resistances, my naked point of controls, my daily levels, my weekly levels, and then I go and do other things. I go and do research, I do fundamental research, you know, I scratch around in the internet. Maybe I'll open up a new trade on a different coin that I'm looking at, you know, analyze the charts, whatever you do, clean the house, go to gym, walk your dog. You do whatever you need to do and you wait for your alarm to go off. And then when your alarm goes off, you take action. But it's not going to help you staring at the chart the entire day until you have bloodshot eyes and not getting sleep. You wake up at night, you go to the bathroom, you open up Bitcoin. Okay, you go visit friends and family and you are the poop of the party because you are just watching the charts the whole time. Okay, I know it can consume you. Okay, especially when you're starting out, it does consume you. But you will reach a phase where you just like, I will watch the chart once my alarm goes off and then I'll make a decision. Okay, and it might either be a no decision or it could be a stop out decision, or you know exactly where to put your TP, your stop loss, and right, and you let the trade play out. Okay, cool. Right, legends, I think I have said what I needed to say over here for this structure. Okay, let me take the Fibonacci's out the way. I know it looks now messy with all the alarms over here. So what I'm going to do is, legends, I'm just going to delete all the alarms. I just wanted to show you how I will typically do this. And I sometimes delete my alarms because I want to do the live streams and I don't like messy charts. And I wish I could get these lines. I wish I could set my alarms without showing the lines. And maybe there is a setting. Okay. Right, so what I now quickly want to discuss over here, legends, is this little structure. Okay, you can take that out. This little structure, legends, is a very difficult structure. It's been testing my patience. Okay, it is not an easy structure to count from an Elliott wave perspective. Okay, but I've given it an attempt. Okay, and this is why I think we can move a little bit higher. There is a scenario where some people are counting the structures like this. Okay, but I see some people even have their trend here. They're counting the structure like this. And they're calling this a contracting diagonal. It is not a contracting diagonal. Okay, because the rules are very clear in Elliott wave theory. If it's a contracting diagonal, the start of your trend has to be on top of number 1. The start of your trend has to be at the bottom of number 2. So you have to take your trend like this. So it's an expanding diagonal. An expanding diagonal is never preferred unless all other scenarios fail. It is a very rare structure. Okay, and I think the reason a lot of people are looking at the structure is because they're still expecting a bullish bounce back to the upside with a larger retracement. Okay, they want this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. But I just have to tell you guys, from an Elliott wave perspective, it carries very low probability. There's a lot of things wrong with this structure as well, and I'm not going to go into all the detail as to what is wrong with it. 5 wave over here is a 3 wave structure. Okay, yes, you can force count 5 waves in your 3rd wave, but it's not pretty. Inside of a diagonal, whether it's expanding or contracting, you're not allowed to have flat corrective structures. Here you have an A, B flat, C flat. You're not allowed to have flats in diagonals. It's not allowed. It's a no-go. It's not it decreases the probabilities. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to have a flat corrective structure in a diagonal. It's as simple as that. So there's a lot of things wrong with the structure. So I thought I would share this structure with everyone because I know that the market is here to surprise us. Okay, where people are counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is now the A. This is the B. Okay, and we are now forming a C wave here to the downside. Right, you're coming to sweep up this low. But the good news, regardless of how you count the structure, this does look like a juicy little swing failure pivot over here. It looks good from a longing perspective. The only difference is that if we do get a successful swing failure from this level, okay, and I take the trade for this level, I will be more aggressive with profit taking. I will take profits at resistance. I will get in and I will get out. Because the structure tells me that there's a low probability of claiming the highs. But I can still play the level. Okay, hope that makes sense. Right. Legends, for me, for now, the structure that makes the most sense is this one. Okay. It's a WXY structure here to the upside. This structure to me, for now, makes the most sense. You have an ABC, okay, you have a 5 wave up, a 3 wave down in a B. Then you have a 5 wave up here in a C. Then you have another 3 wave or 5 wave structure in A, but basically this ABC completes your W, this ABC completes your X, and now you're looking to complete the Y wave. Okay, this is where it becomes interesting because now this structure aligns with some of the levels that I have here to the upside. You can see the minimum target for a Y wave, okay, is the 0.618. And this is why I'm considering a swing failure pattern from the highs, which is in confluence with that 50% FIP level that I've shown everyone. Okay, look at this. If I take a FIP here, was it from the high, from this high to the low? Okay, look at this. This is now where the magic starts happening. Do you guys see that I use Elliott wave theory as another layer of confluence? It adds to my trading strategy. It's not a different trading strategy. It adds to my trading strategy because when I can identify structures and targets to the upside, and I was like, but I was looking at a swing failure from the highs. Oh, if this is a WXY structure, the 0.618 is also a target. So it tells me that this is a higher rejection zone, especially if you tap the 0.618 and you fail to break up. Okay, 786 is also, okay, a Y wave target, but it's more rare. The most common Y wave target, because this Y wave can get punchy here to the upside, is the 1-to-1 extension. This is the most common target for a Y wave target. Do you guys see that everyone waiting for a rejection at this level might not get it? because this Y wave could extend to the 121 and the 1.236. This little box over here is the most common Y wave structure targets. And this 1.236 is in perfect confluence with that 786 and where we also have that naked point of control. Let me switch that on. There we go. Oh, it's above, right? I think, oh, I had the fib from this pivot over here. There we go. Now it's in confluence. Okay. So if you take the fib from this pivot, you have the 121 extension and the 786 and the naked point of control. A little bit further up, you now have the 0.88 and the 1.236 Y wave target. Okay, so it adds to my trading confluence strategy. Okay, I know it's getting messy over here, legends, but this is basically in a nutshell how you build confluence. And I mean, legends, I can't explain everything that I know from a trading perspective in one day or in one live stream. You're gonna have to keep on coming back, watch what I'm doing, and we will learn together, because I still learn as a technical trader. I do not know everything about Elliott wave theory. Okay, sometimes I look at a structure and I'm just like, what is going on here? And then the penny drops, or I go and do research and I'm like, aha, okay, that's why that happened and that's why that happened. You never stop learning, okay? It's like your 9 to 5. If you want to progress in your career and you stop studying, you stop working hard, you stop putting in the hours, you stop shooting the lights out, you're going to become an average employee that never gets promoted, that never gets big bonuses. Okay, so for me as a technical trader, I've made peace with the fact that I continuously need to improve my skills. I continuously need to learn the game and better myself. Okay, so right, the legends, that's basically what I wanted to discuss today in this live stream. How long have I been here? Oh, almost an hour. I wanted to do a 20-minute live stream and I'm here for 45 minutes already. Okay, let me go through some comments. Have you ever thought of quitting trading in your journey? Yes. Yes, many times. Okay, but here I am. I did not give up. Right, yesterday we also spoke about why only 5% of day traders succeed. Okay, and it's because the other 95% of people, or the other 97% of people, they give up. They give up. Right. I'm thinking to give a try to Legend Discord. I'm good on midterm investment, but I want to trade and need help to avoid some mistakes. Yes, I mean, then you're coming to the right place, right? The link is down in the description to join our Legends Pro community. Okay, we have coaches in there. Myself and Andy do technical analysis. We all, like I'm doing over here on YouTube, but they get private sessions as well. Okay, we also have people that highlight, including myself, some trading setups that I'm watching for the day. But it's not, you know, I don't like to think of it as a signals group. I'm longing here, I'm shorting here. This is where I put my stop loss. This is where I put take profits. There is so much education that goes in behind it so that you know why you are entering the trade. There might be some of you that belong to signals group, and many of them don't explain to you the why and how to do it yourself. So you become reliant on the signals, and they don't teach proper risk management, and then you wonder why you are still not profitable. Okay, when the signal groups goes away, you still can't fish. So you basically, you know, guys, you have to remember, if you belong to a signals group that helps you to make money, they are basically feeding you fish. Okay, it's way better to learn to catch fish yourself so that you don't have to rely on those signal groups. Right, okay, cool. Legends, that is basically all I have time for today. Remember, okay, if you'd like to come and join me on this $100 challenge, I've got weeks where you get 50% cash back and 25% discount on your trading fees. Don't forget the trading fee discount. If you don't like weeks, you can do the challenge on Bluffin as well. All you need is an email and a password to start trading on these two exchanges. Okay, legends, have yourselves an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are from around the world. I will be live in a couple of hours again, and then we're going to go look at some probabilities from a macro perspective. I also want to discuss a couple of altcoins. Have yourselves a good day. Until the next one, cheers for now.